Welcome back to the preview. It is Karl and Jim. It is a fresh spring day. I know it is here in Bismarck anyway. How are you in Fargo?
Uh, Gloomy, rainy, windy. Yeah, fresh spring day in Fargo, right?
Beautiful. Yeah, exactly. It's another beautiful day, and I'm excited because you teased coming into our recording that I was going to love this new series, so I can't wait to hear what it is. But first, before we do that, let's take a look at what's been happening with our churches. How are things in Fargo?
Oh, things in Fargo are great, and everybody in Fargo, everybody I talk to in Fargo is really excited to connect with the people in Bismarck, and everybody that I talk to in Bismarck is really excited to connect with the people in Fargo.
Yeah.
How that is going, I don't know that there will ever be a time when we do like meet in Jamestown and do a.
That's what I was just thinking. Yeah, let's just get a big tent or something and make it a revival. Who knows?
Yeah, well, funny you should say that. That's what we're talking about this week. But I think as people, visit Fargo on Saturday and they want to take in a service here, and the same goes for people heading west on a Sunday or just being in the area or whatever. Having two homes I think is awesome, and I love everybody. I want to see everybody to get together, but it may not ever happen. Like I say, that everybody comes together, but you just never know. I mean, just knowing that everybody is behind, and we're a bigger church now, and there's strength in numbers. We know that, and there's going to be all the insurance and all the
business that goes into it. Yeah,
all that divides in half, and it's just going to be, it's really cool. I'm really excited. I am, and I'm glad you asked that because I just love this church, and I don't know. Thanks
from what I can tell, the church loves you too. So I think it's a good connection. It's a match. So we'll continue going forward with it. And I'm with you. I'm so excited. I love the technology that's come together, and the fact that we're two unique groups of individuals that can bring our talents together. I think that's a pretty cool thing too. And I'm always looking for a reason to get out of town. So coming to Fargo some weekend sounds like a great option.
Yeah.
Now I did want to mention this, and it's something that this is for the future. Now we have in Fargo regular service on Saturday this week, and then regular service in Bismarck this Sunday, and then it's Wednesday in Bismarck at 6 p.m. for next week. So I don't want to get too confused, but I don't want to not mention it because I think that's a pretty big thing people should plan ahead for. We won't have service at the church on the 2nd of June.
In Bismarck.
In Bismarck. Yeah, in Bismarck. Yeah, sorry. We'll get
that
you're
right.
eventually.
We'll have service on the 1st of June, that Saturday. And we are doing something unique also because my Marissa from Bismarck is getting married June 1st to Zach, of course, also from Bismarck. And they're very valuable members of our tech worship team. And my daughter is getting married on June 1st, same day. So I'm officiating that one. I get to walk her down the aisle and be the officiant. So
are you going to walk her down the aisle and then leave her there for a second, go up to the altar, ask who gives this woman, go back down with her, say I do, and okay, all right, I just want to make sure I've got this pictured right. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, and then I'll probably get in some kind of altercation with myself, whatever. But my daughter would expect nothing less. But anyway, so what we're gonna do in Fargo is what Bismarck did this last Sunday is watch a pre-recorded message. They'll probably watch the message from Wednesday evening on Saturday morning. So too many days in there, but I know what I'm saying. Do you know what I'm saying?
You know what? We probably made it as clear as mud for everybody that chose to tune in this week. But we promised to keep you updated. Yeah, we promised to keep you updated. Watch the Facebook pages, the website, the app. I'm sure they're keeping all of that up to date too. So okay, let's step out of the muck now and talk about this week. So this Saturday and Sunday 10 a.m. services. We finished up now with the 7 Wonderings of the World. That's an awesome series. I loved every bit of it. And now we get to start something new, and you teased it a little bit. So lay it on us. What's coming up?
Okay, so this is This is going to be another series of, I don't want to say like the 7 wonderings were the 7 big questions. This one has a really cool title. I think it's a really cool title. It's great moments in his story.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
So really, and I'm inviting some. Well, I'll invite anyone from Bismarck. If there's somebody that wants to take a piece of any moment from the Bible, really, that God is speaking to them on, and share. I know there's a couple people from Fargo that are going to be doing moments in his story, and I'm really excited because this Saturday, Sunday, I get to preach on one of my favorite, and I think I know why it's one of my favorites, but it's Elijah and the Prophet Challenge on Mount Carmel. You're familiar with that, I'm sure.
I'm sure I'm going to learn a little bit more about it.
Yeah, 450 prophets of Baal, and it's King Ahab, and where they prepare a bull on their altar and pray for hours and hours and hours, and then Elijah prepares a bull and basically calls God, and bam, fire comes down, and it's one, I don't know, it's absolutely an amazing story to me. It's one of my favorites. Early on in my preaching, I could fit that in just about anywhere, and I haven't preached it for a long time, so I'm really excited to talk about it, because I think normally when you're talking about Elijah and Mount Carmel, you're talking about the power of God and obedience, Elijah's obedience, and all those things are true, and they're great, and they're wonderful lessons, but I'm taking it a little bit of a different direction. And there's a word, and if anyone wants to read ahead for this Saturday, Sunday, I would say 1 Kings 18 specifically, but for a little bit of context about who Elijah was, in 1 Kings 17. So 1 Kings 17, 18, and that'll get you a real good idea of who Elijah is, who Ahab is, different things of that nature, who the prophets of Baal and prophets of Asherah, and so I'm really excited about it.
It sounds very Old Testament, and I'm absolutely certain I know where it's located. It's right before 2 Kings in the Old Testament. So I don't mean to show off my knowledge of the Bible or anything. Try to
Outstanding.
But yes.
Outstanding.
So a couple things to get great. So 17 and 18 out of 1 Kings. We're going to learn a little bit about Elijah's life and kick off this. And I think it's really important to note, if anyone is feeling like this would be a good opportunity to step up, we're here to help. Those of us that have the knack for talking in front of people and talking with a microphone, I know it can be scary, but it's a great opportunity, because you can't be more comfortable than you can with our church family. So if it's something that you'd like to do from that perspective, great. If you feel like there's a story that needs to be shared, talk to Karl, and I think this would be a great opportunity. This sounds like a really fun series to get into. Yeah,
absolutely. And I always try and reassure people that I'm never going to leave them hanging. If in fact, Tina, one of the ladies that'll be sharing a message this series, and did in our last in Fargo, it was what was that last series? I'm drawing a blank, but characters of the Bible.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So there were 4 people in Fargo that did characters, and then I did those same characters in Bismarck, but we're going to start integrating. So and Amy was kind of our test for that, and I think Amy does a great job. But yeah, I won't leave anyone hanging. If someone wants to just help me research a great moment, that's fantastic. If someone wants to come up, and I've done where I kind of do an interview with them so they're not left by themselves, I'll gladly do that. If someone wants to just take a part of it, say it's a 3-part answer or a 3-part question, they come up and ask or answer 1 part. That's fantastic. Just any way to kind of get your feet wet, because I like you, I believe that if God gives you a spiritual gift, if you have the gift of teaching, preaching, evangelizing, and learning, sharing, any of those things, the family is the context that should be used, and we're a big family. So an interesting thing on that, when I ask people to come and play on worship team, if they've ever played in a secular setting. Bars more often than not is where most people play, or nightclubs or coffee houses. And sometimes there's people that heckle, and I have, there to judge and kind of hope have to see a train wreck. That's not the way it is in a church family. When you guys do announcements, when someone goes up to read, when literally anything, because your family, you want them to do well, and you're kind of, it's that anticipation of, I hope they do great. And you don't get that anywhere else, and it's just such a cool environment. So thank you for saying that. If God is moving, in your heart to be a sharer of message, or whatever you want, if God is working on you, let's take advantage of it, because He's not going to allow us to fail. So that's cool.
Perfect. So this week, again, regular service times, 10 o'clock in Fargo on Saturday, Sunday, 9:30 for Sunday school, 10 o'clock for the service. And before we wrap up, I have a really important question for you. This might become a new segment on the church preview. And I didn't, just so everybody knows, I did not pre-warn you about this. So take your time and think about it if you need to. Would you rather have Cheetos fingers or wet socks for the next 24 hours? You have to have one or the other. Is it Cheetos fingers, where you've got the dust and it's kind of sticky, or you'll have wet socks and it's for the next 24 hours? You have to have one or the other.
I'm going Cheetos fingers, for the simple fact that my socks are usually wet at the end of the day. And I'm prepared for that, but I love Cheetos, so it's kind of a win-win there.
Right.
I know I can't do anything but eat Cheetos.
Fair enough. Now, I actually would choose the other, and of course, I have a chance to think about this one, because I can't be sticky. If those that know me, if I get sticky, I have to go wash my hands. So I would really struggle. I'd have to take 24 hours and go out into the woods, and I guess I'd just be licking my fingers if I had Cheetos fingers all day. So that might be a way to do it, but if I had to do it, I guess it'd be the wet socks and just be comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not too cold if that's happening. But,
if it the weather, maybe like a July day, wet socks wouldn't be the worst thing.
Oh no, that'd be so bad. A hot, muggy day, and you're sitting there with coffee. See, we're doing really important things here on the church, and I appreciate you partaking in it. And for everybody that's watching, thanks for coming along on this ride, and we'll continue to do this. We'll work something out for next week to make sure that we've got everybody on track for when the services are happening. In the meantime, hope to see everybody soon. Take care and God bless, and appreciate you.